Hello and welcome. Hopefully you can all hear me. And I'll bring Peter in to say hello. No, I've just got rid of you. There we are, you're back.
Hello.
That one's better.
Good afternoon,
Good, I can
everybody.
hear you. And very welcome to you all. And I've covered my keyboard, so we're all right. So we can make a start. Okay, I'll put you in the background, Peter, and then
Yep.
and once I've done my intro and I stand to the lathe, I can ask you to do the intros. So let's do that. There we are. Right, this afternoon we're going to be making a very simple Christmas decoration. If we get time, we'll make more than one, which hopefully we will. That's the sort of the idea of it. Very simple. You can see that the trunk in the middle tapers from top to bottom. That's very deliberate, and I can show it at that angle. Just shows up quite nicely. Like a bit of a pot at the bottom. Stick a little hangy thing at the top, and it can either stand as a decoration or hang on the tree or hang from anywhere you like to hang it from. But that's what we'll be starting with. Very, very simple. I've got one half made, so I'll finish that first, and then we'll go back and start from the beginning to make a second one. Okay, let's see which camera. That one's reasonable. Yeah, that's the one. I think it's better. Okay, thanks, Peter. If you could let us know who's in. Can you hear me? Oh, I think we might have a problem.
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
No, I couldn't. Right, let's try doing this a different way. That way. Right, can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
And I can hear you too. Excellent.
Good.
Right, off you go then. Thank you.
Okay, so in this afternoon we have somebody. Andy H is returning. Tommy's Workshop. Brian with a Y from Spain. Myself. Chris Dodds from good old Oz. Hi, Chris. Roger Kent. Paul Houghton, Greasby Turner. Greg Alexander. Tipsy Turner. I'm afraid I don't know your first name. Terry Hooper. Martin Shepherd. Afternoon, Martin.
Hello.
And
welcome.
I believe it's Martin, is it, from Four King Owls?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Adam I Love Wood Turning.
Hello, Adam.
Terry Bartlett. And I think that is it. If I've got his name in again, and I'll apologise. Tipsy Turner is Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. We'll try and remember that, but I'm not going to guarantee it.
And Four King Owls said yes, that's right. So that must be Martin.
Good. Yeah.
I thought it was.
He's one that I have difficulty remembering for some reason. I don't know why.
If anybody has any questions,
yes, please do ask them. Yeah,
just stick a capital Q in at the beginning. Makes it easier for me to look at, to find, I should say. Apparently, Four King Owls, Martin, it's cousin of Copper Owl, Robert Copper Owl.
Oh, right. Who's Rob? Is he?
Copper Owl is Rob, yeah.
Rob, yeah. Oh, good
And
lord, I got one right.
Yeah. And Martin at Forking Elves is his cousin, apparently.
They have a thing about owls, obviously.
Oh, no.
No?
He's put cuz, C-U-Z. I thought that was cousin, but it really means cuz.
Because, yeah. Rightio.
Well, doesn't take much to confuse me, I'm telling you.
I know that feeling. Right then, let's get this set in the right place. You will notice that I've got some marks on the tool rest 10 mil apart. I have to redo them quite frequently because they get a bit worn. But they just give me the spacing for the grooves, which means the top of it is going to be there. It just means you try and go in at right angles to it. So that's going to be the top. That bit will come off. So what I do is just get them roughly so the position is marked, not worrying at all about the depth of them yet. Come back to that when I can stand back and get a better view of it to make sure that they all form the trunk. It saves measuring them every time. Right, I find this easier if I come from the other side. So that's going to go right down, and there's going to be, you're going to see the trunk here as well. And that's going to form the barrel, which will be a little bit less than that. Something like that. And I'll do that last because it's supported there. Okay, so starting from the top, that one, as I say, is going to disappear completely. I don't want to disappear it just yet. I'll do for the top one.
Wesley Hanno's just joined us as well.
Hello, Wesley. I'm having difficulty seeing this, but I think if I put my big light on, it's going to be too bright. I'm trying to look down into the slots, see what I'm left with. Oh, that's better. That's better. Is that all right?
Yes,
yep,
not
that's
too
still
bad,
all right, isn't it? Yep. Good. I can actually see in there now. It's better.
Oh, Tipsy Turner has a intriguing question.
Yeah.
Hang on, it's just disappearing off the top. Here's a question. Apropos of nothing. How is it that the letter Z is Z in Britain, but in America it's Z? Why did us Americans change it? Oh,
I don't know.
I'm afraid, Jeff, that's a question for yourself to answer.
Yep. We certainly haven't in this country.
No. Ash at Pikey Shed has come in as well.
Hello there. No, I've often wondered myself why we pronounce it differently. It's just sort of to do with culture or something.
Martin has a question. The woodyard near me has got some large poplar, 30 to 40 inches diameter.
Oh, blimey.
They only do firewood. The question is, how much is the wood worth as is?
I don't know. I've not turned poplar, but I've heard of people who have, and the impression I get is that it's a bit fibrous, tears very easily. That is not going to make it easy to finish, but on the other hand, it may turn very, very easily because I think it's quite a soft timber.
Yes, Adam at I Love Wood Turning said he likes turning poplar. It's quite an easy turn.
Yes, I can imagine that because it is fairly softish. Morning, Pete. Twisted Trees.
Oh, good morning,
he says he missed the lives the last couple of weeks. I didn't do one for the last 2 weeks, Pete, so you haven't missed anything. I was away, so so that's all right. Apology accepted. So anyway, that's basically the thing done. I'll give it a quick sand. Doesn't take very long, and then we'll take it off the lathe, and it's effectively finished. So turn the speed down. This timber, by the way, is according to my camera, which I've got. This tells you what plants and things are. It also does trees by their bark, and it tells me that it's American beech. So I believe it. In the absence of anything to the better. Bit of a rough sand in the middle there, but in the slots, but just makes it look a bit better. And as you will see, I'm not very fussy about how I sand this.
Terry Hooper says he's lost focus. Put your glasses back on, Terry.
I was going to say, looks all right on my screen. Yep, yeah, both my screens, in fact. Or does he mean he just can't concentrate?
Well, yeah, could quite well be.
But then I'd have sympathy with that. Right, I've done it on, what was the first one? 180. And I'm just doing a 320. And it isn't going to get a lot more than that. I might just do a little, very quick rub on the surface with the 400. And that will be as far as I'm going. It finishes quite nice in this timber anyway. So.
Wood Turnings by Barry has just joined us.
Hello.
And Malcolm Douglas. Good afternoon, Malcolm and Barry.
Hello and welcome. Yeah, indeed. Right then, I'm going to sort the top out before I take it off the lathe, just to try and too much stuff on my bench. That's better. Try and part that off, but very, very, very gently. There's not a lot of strength all the way along there. Nearly there. There. Trim off the nub. it.
Yeah, looks like it is flexing a bit.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, almost certainly. It's quite rigid, actually. I'm surprised. I thought it would be doing more than that. I'm just going to take that little bit off the top. Because the other thing I've got to do is just drill a pilot hole. Putting the eyelet in. If you don't do it now, it's a lot much more difficult when it's you're just trying to hold it. Because it's a very small hole. It's about a millimetre or a fraction over the one I have to drill. So it's a very small drill bit, which I have mounted into a clockmaker's, what do they call them? Something vise, pin vise or something, I think they call it.
Pin vise, that's right, yes.
That's it, yeah. And very useful, because a normal chuck won't hold a bit this size. But the other thing you do need is a hole to start it. And I find the simplest way of doing that is using the small skew, poke the end in, gives you a little indent. That will then go in there perfectly. Honestly, like that. Come on. Don't let me down.
Right, Martin at Forking Owl's got a question. Anyone got the Portec Charger 8.5 ton log splitter?
No.
In
a word, I haven't.
Terry Hooper wants to know what size the starting blank was.
This one was. I haven't got another piece of it. Have I? It was something like that, but I did cut it to about 6 inches long. And as I say, that's American Beach according to my phone. Just a piece of branch I had kicking about here, but you can use anything for this because it doesn't have to look like anything in particular. You can colour them, you can do all sorts of stuff to them if you wish. I don't wish, therefore I'm not. Just give that a little dose of sanding sealant.
And Jennifer has joined us as well. Good afternoon.
Hello, Jennifer, and welcome. I'm going to do it all over again, Jennifer. So this was one I had half made, so I've just finished it off. But they're very, very easy to sell Christmas decorations. And I thought it was time we started talking about Christmas. I know some people have been already, but time I started talking about Christmas, I suppose let's take it personally. Well, that's that. And then I'll give it a quick spray of acrylic gloss lacquer. I would normally use acrylic sanding sealant as well underneath it, but I've run out at the moment. So I'm using cellulose sanding sealant and acrylic lacquer, which seems to do the job very nicely. That will then be parted off there once the lacquer's dry. But I need to get it out of the way, so I think what I'll do is put the eyelet in. I've got something to hold it with then. To lift it off the lathe. Pair of pliers, which are here. It's a very, very small eyelet. If you can't really see that. It's in the pliers. You'll see it when I take it off of here. Come on, in the hole. That's it. There we are. And we can then take it out of the chuck for the time being to get it out of the way. I can put it back in later. And there it is. Time that's parted off, it'll be beautiful. So I'll stick that over there. Yep. Done. Right, let's see what we're going to do next. I'm going to take this chuck off. are going to be going between centres. Put that one on. That's it. We'll do a bit of Sported Beach, I think. I've got to get a rough idea of where the centre is. Would probably be useful. Can you see what I'm doing here? No, you can't. Move it along there.
That's
You
better.
can.
That's better.
Yeah. Since I've got a great lump missing off the end here, that I'll have to do for a centre. It'll be near enough. Yep, it's there. There's that. There's that. Right, just dig a centre in there so we know where we're working to. I hope this piece is going to behave itself. I had one piece before I stabilised it that was very soft on the white bits, and I can't remember if this bit's been stabilised or not, but we'll find out when we start trying to sand it. Right, so Sported Beach, lovely timber. Looks absolutely gorgeous when it's turned.
Yeah, I like the sported woods.
But it can be very temperamental. We'll make this the bottom, I think, because that's going to fit in with the size of the shape of it. So I'll turn it round when we put it into the chuck. I think we might get it into that chuck. You never know.
Chris Dodds is asking how Keith is. We haven't spoken to Keith in a couple of weeks, Chris, so we're not sure at the moment.
Since I got back, I haven't seen him, so I did see him, I think, between my two breaks. I went in and picked some timber up off him, and he was actually looking very good. But he had missed his chemo session, which of course what can easily set him back a bit. But no, I haven't spoken to him in the last, nearly a fortnight, or certainly a week and a half. Yeah. Well, I sent him the key for today, in case he wanted to join us, but it did really depend on how he was feeling. We're getting somewhere near.
Alison has joined us. Afternoon, Alison.
Hello, Alison.
And Terry Hooper's got to go. He's got things to do.
Okay,
later, Terry.
Well, yep, thanks, and see you before very long, I'm sure.
And Adam, I love wood turning. Got a question.
Yep.
3 or 2 ball snowmen?
My snowmen are, well, 3, I suppose. Because I have a wooden bottom, a bauble, glass bauble with LED lights inside, and then the head, and then there's a hat on top of that. So, but yes, therein lies lots of questions, Adam. 55. What's that supposed to be? 49, isn't it?
I've done my snowman with just two.
Yep, and everybody has their own different way. That's what I like about it. You know, you do what you want to do, basically.
But I don't have the bauble in the middle.
No. I did a wooden one. The demonstration I did for the club the other Sunday. I did a wooden all wood one then, which had 3 balls, I think. It was a fairly tallish piece of timber. It just seemed to be the right thing to do with it. Where's it gone? There it is. I think the honest answer to that really is I don't have hard and fast rules. I do whatever seems to be convenient.
Yeah. Are you headbutting the camera every so often?
I am, yes. Yeah. Is that? Oh yes, it's that one we're using, isn't it? Sorry about that.
That's all right. And Adam
I've done it several. Go on.
Adam says he likes 2 balls. 3 to crowd.
How very traditional. Yeah, it depends what you're doing with it and what size the timber is when you start.
That's right.
If I was doing one from a shorter piece of timber, I would only have 2. But the piece I was using on the other Sunday, whenever that was, about 3 weeks ago now, must have been 7 inches, 6.5 inches tall, something like that. And it just seemed to divide itself naturally, because it wasn't that thick, divided itself naturally into 3. Right, that should, with a bit of luck and a following wind. Where's the chuck key gone? There it is. That should give us the blank that we need. Yep. Good. I've just done that to the camera again, haven't I? It's still there though. Okay. This one's going to be tall. Sorry.
No, go on.
This one's going to be taller and slimmer because it's all decided by the shape of the bit of timber that you start off with. So that's what this one's going to be. And a lot of the smaller ones sell quicker because people like to think that they're going to fit on their Christmas tree and they just hang them there.
Yeah.
I've had 1 or 2 people who are Christmas tree collectors, which is another ball game altogether. But these big ones are really more for display purposes, sort of a standing jobby.
Martin's asking how many balls does Olaf have? I wouldn't know. I've never seen that film.
He was a ballsy sort of snowman, so several. Right, now we're going to decide where we're stopping. We're going to stop there. That's going to form the top eventually. A bit smaller than that. And the bottom is about there, I think.
Adam is asking, Andy, do you ever do the whole tree between centres?
No. Simply and purely to allow me to drill the hole in the top and sand the top. But you could do, to be honest. It wouldn't be that. So the only reason I swap it over is so that I can use the tools on the top of it and finish it off.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason. I mean, and that's not that important. So we could easily sand it up afterwards, just by hand. Nice and slender. Just to be difficult, I'm going to go uphill. That's better because there was a slight something not quite round there. That's better. And then my favourite, just to make sure that it is flat, is straight, is to use the skewer as a scraper. Just take off any little lumps and bumps. Could use the scraper properly, I suppose. The skew. I suppose I should really. It should improve the finish, if nothing else.
Oh, and Rob from Copper Owl turning has joined us as well. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Rob. There, that's rather nice. Look at that. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Yep, I'm not going to go any thinner because this stuff is a bit soft in patches. But I've lost all my black lines.
Chris Dodd said, I've learnt a lot about snowmen. The ones in Australia at this time of year are a puddle of water with a hat.
yeah, they would be. Right, let's get rid of those. I'm going to do them straight onto the tool rest. It'll file up anyway. So I actually filed this the other day. It's nice and filed and sanded it. It's nice and smooth. Except it's covered in glue now. Hey ho, that's all right. Right, so we're going to start from just there, because that's the bottom. And go we could go more than 10 mil on this one as it's a little bit bigger. I'm not going to. We could do that one, that one, that one. It doesn't need to be too exact, fortunately. I don't need to go that far. I find I tend to be sort of adjusting it as I'm digging them in anyway, so. Right then. And the other thing I do on the bigger, if it's much bigger than this, I go for a 6 mil or 5 mil parting tool, just to make a bigger hole. There's the bottom. Yep, we get away with that. That's fine. Right, now we need to remove some of this down the bottom here. Start forming the barrel. Although I shan't finish it just yet, but so we can see roughly what I'm doing. That will be parted off there. That's going to be the trunk in there, that wide. Right, let's work this down now. What's up? That's not bad.
Question from Wesley. Were you undercutting for the branches or cutting perpendicular to the centre line?
I'm cutting perpendicular to the centre line. I tried doing it the other way a few years, well, several years back when I did my first one, and I didn't like it. It's as simple as that. So I've continued to do it this way ever since, and always been pleased. Sorry?
And Steve the Wood Dude's joined us.
Hello, Steve. Right, now then, that's that. That wants a bit of sanding. Bit of luck, that's not going to wobble around too much. Nope, it's not. So let's see if we can take this top off. Very, very gently. I think what I'll do is saw it.
And you have 20 people watching at the moment.
Oh, jolly good. Excellent. Considering I've been absent without leave for the last couple of weeks. Move that. I'm going to blunt my saw. Oh, that's it. We're done. Right, let's see if I can just tidy up that end without breaking it off. You never know, it could just happen. Oh, come here. Got it. That's it. No probs. It's always stronger than you think, wood, unless it's got flaws in it.
Norman Greenwell has just joined. Afternoon, Norman.
Hello, Norman. Of course, it's a lot softer than that beach was. That sort of sailed in there, that drill bit. Yes, I think we've got some soft bits here which could be interesting with this sanding.
Oh, Brian at Hartwood Turning has joined as well. Good
Hello,
afternoon, Brian. Oh, and Katie from Cornish Maid has joined us as well.
Hello, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I feel as though I've been out of touch for a long time. It's only been 2 weeks. All these names coming up, it's really nice. Oh, I haven't finished that yet. That's that. I should just finish off that tub, barrel, call it what you like, the bit that it's planted in. Actually, that's sanding up all right, fortunately. I thought it might be a bit soft, but...
Headbutting the camera again.
I did indeed, but it's still showing what it should show. So we're all right. Right then. Just did it again, didn't I?
You did.
So to lift the camera up, you can't get too far away. That's better.
Oh, Adam's put in there COVID. I think maybe he was asking, it's a question about you being away for 2 weeks.
Oh no. I was away for 3 days the first week and 4 days the second week. Just one was staying with a friend up in Chester, and the other one was staying on the Isle of Wight in the flat that belongs to a friend, with one other, my wife and myself and one other, and very pleasant it was too. We're in Ventnor on the Isle of Wight, which is a nice little place. Interesting roads, not designed for cars at all. But we had a nice time there. Very, very pleasant, very relaxing. And then Chester, we went to the new Horticultural Society garden, Bridgewater, which was absolutely gorgeous. They've only just opened it. I mean, they've just built it from scratch. The Royal Horticultural Society. It was absolutely gorgeous. Really lovely place to go. They've still got some work to do, but it's open and it's interesting.
Shane Hurst has joined us as well. Good afternoon, Shane.
Good afternoon, Shane, and welcome. Who am I kidding? Everybody's welcome.
Katie's asking, did you get to the Needles?
We did. We went on the chairlift down to Allen Bay, and so we saw the Needles from fairly close up. They weren't doing the boat trips at the time, so we weren't able to go out on that. But no, they were actually digging the sand in Allen Bay as well. You know, it's where they have all the different coloured sands, and they dig them up. It's a very unusual site for that. They make things, put them in glass jars, and make it look pretty.
That's right, yeah.
And so we actually watched them digging the stuff out, which I thought they'd stop doing now, but obviously not. That's the Needles are quite a freak of nature, if you pardon the expression. Very unusual, but lovely. I just like the Isle of Wight. It's so laid back and relaxed, and stepping back in time and things.
Katie loves it there, apparently.
You have taste, Katie. But then you live in Cornwall. I mean, you would have.
Pearl Place and Choir Abbey.
Oh, Choir Abbey, yeah. We went there. We didn't go to the Pearls this time. I've been there before. But, we used to have some friends who lived at Bryston, which is overlooking the military road, which is where that is. But Choir Abbey, I'd never even seen. That was right near Ryde. Never seen it before, and it's a monastery, but it's built of brick, and there are millions and millions and millions of bricks that they brought over from Belgium or somewhere, I think. Unbelievable. But it was interesting, as was everything else. Everything's interesting if you're interested.
Indeed.
Like to state the blooming obvious, you know. Very nearly got that down in the holes there, I think. It's a slightly bigger one than I usually do, but that's alright, don't matter. I don't mind.
Katie says she's literally getting so excited she can't type quick enough.
Yes, the Needles, that end of the island is becoming a bit commercialised now. It's still quite nice, but it's a bit like Land's End. If you've been down there recently, I was quite disappointed last time I was there. Very, very commercialised. But there we are. Right. For the same reason as before, I'm going to stick a thing in the top so I can lift it off the lathe when I've lacquered it. That's it. Done. So much easier when it's on the lathe. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that, don't I? Where is it? There it is.
Andy, did you just put one layer of lacquer, or do you lacquer it again and again?
I have only put one lacquer on these ones that I showed you earlier. I did put a bit of wax on that one after I'd lacquered it. Just a very thin coat of Hampshire Sheen's microcrystalline wax.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it easier to handle without leaving fingerprints, to be honest.
Yeah.
But one coat for the purposes of this, it's not going outdoors. It's not going to get handled in an enormous amount. It's going to hang up and stay there for Christmas, come down and be put away till the next year.
Yeah.
So it hasn't got to stand up to any particularly hard use. No, that's not. I'm gonna part the other one off because I'm gonna wreck it if I try and do this one. Where's my spiky thing? There it is. There it is. Right. Okay. Pop that off of there. So that's turned out all right. I shall part it off later on. Stand it over here to dry, sit in the sun, and we'll pop. Oh God, leave that thing alone. Oh, and this is the other chuck, isn't it? So it needs to be swapped over. Not a problem. I could just saw it off and sand it, to be honest, but hey ho, let's do it this way. Let's That's near enough. In fact, that's pretty good. Oh, no, I need that in there. Out of the way. Tool rest in there. Didn't want to go through. Right, I'll just pop this on the sander. Excuse me a moment, turning my back. Right. And there it is, the finished job. That'll turn itself off in a minute. So yeah, that's start of a forest. How are we doing? 10 to 2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, I'd quite like to get this one off. So I'll get set up for it. I'm not going to start anything else now. Otherwise we'd be well over the hour. Right, so I need to take that off of there. Might as well finish the two I've done though. Get them finished properly. The only thing I'll do after that is just lack of the bottom. Little bit of sanding, not very much.
We need to change the camera as well.
Yeah, yeah, it would help, wouldn't it? I've just been headbutting that one anyway, so it's probably not pointing in the right direction. Which one is it? That one? That's the one. This is nearly dry. If I put it in there and let it spin for a bit, it might just help. It's a bit tacky still, so let that dry off a bit.
Adam's asking, how much do you sell them for at 30 minutes a piece?
Not enough. The very small ones, which I can do in a very quick time, I usually sell for about £5. But this size, 15, thereabouts. Yeah, I sold 4 of them. 2 of the little ones, 2 of the bigger ones at the weekend at the Women's Institute craft fair, which I was quite pleased with because it's been a bad year for sales generally. I don't know if I've picked up a hair or whether that's a strand of the lacquer. I think it may have been rather wet. It's all right, nothing that can't be sorted out afterwards. Right, let's do that. Just there. This little one, I need sharpening there. Let's do that. So soft, this stuff. Incredible.
I was just going to say, that came off easy.
Yeah, it did. Took me a bit by surprise, actually, if I'm honest. And there's that one.
Yeah, very nice.
It's a lovely piece of timber.
Mm.
I'll just tickle up the bottom and sort of tighten it up a bit, and I will wax it just by hand.
Excuse me?
Sorry? I will
Did you say something about tickling up the bottom?
It's something like that. Yeah, I will sand the bottom, make it smooth and shiny. Yeah, and then just wax the rest of it just to make it feel nice. It just improves the feel, doesn't it? And if you put the wax on with the Niweb pad, it just takes off a little bit of roughness.
Yeah.
Which is on there. So, right, I'm going to bring you back in, Pete. Ready or not, here we come.
Oh my word.
30 minutes apiece, you're quite right, Adam. I don't think of it in those terms. I enjoy making them, it's a hobby. But yes, on a run, when you're on a run, yes, you can turn more. You can turn them more quickly. I would reckon 15, 20 minutes, depending on the size.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 50, as you say, Adam, £15 is not bad. The little ones, £3 ones, they're a lost loser if you like. They usually buy something else. So go make some. Yeah, go on, Barry. Go and make some. They're ever so easy, and people love them. They really do. Especially, as I say, particularly the small ones that they can hang on the tree. It's just something different, something nobody else has got. Well, they will have by the time we've finished, but there's an argument about whether they're friends or not now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. It's a pleasure. And I mean that most sincerely. It is a pleasure. I really enjoy meeting you all on a Tuesday. And us all making something together. And, I hope it inspires somebody to have a go and make some themselves. I should be carrying on with Christmas decorations, I think, next week. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I might go back and revisit, because Peter reminded me I'd already done it, the glass bauble with the finial and top bit.
Yeah, when we was talking earlier.
With the LED lights, that's right. And I do vaguely remember doing it, but...
I think it was actually the snowman that I remember you doing.
Snowman I've definitely done. Yeah. I wasn't planning to do that again. That's quite time consuming as well, the snowman. I should have put it up to £30 this year for the snowman. I didn't. I'm still charging 25, but it'll be up to 30 next year. But the snowman, the people go mad for them. I can't make enough, basically, which is a body. I haven't got one here. If my wife's listening, she might be able to find one and bring it in to me, but I'm not sure if she's still here or not. But yeah,
Grandpa Jim the Woodturner says just a hello and goodbye.
Hello and goodbye, Grandpa. Thank you very much for dropping in. So I'm not going to be making the snowman again. I've already done 4 this week. Last week, I think I don't want to do too many of them. I'm going to be selling about 20, 25, I expect, if it's anything like last year. So I've got quite a few to make yet. But I do that as a sort of production run, if you like, a bit at a time, just to make all the bases, then make all the bodies, and so on. Work my way up. But I think we'll redo the hanging bauble, which is basically a glass bauble with LED lights inside again, but it hangs on the tree with a longish finial, about 4-inch long finial on the bottom, something like that. If you can have a finial on the bottom, yeah, why not? And then just a little cap on the top for the wire to go through and into the bauble. They're quite fun, but they always sell very well as well for about £20. So yes, there are a number of them in this area. I tried some bigger ones, some 70mm baubles, and I regretted it. They're too big, too clumsy looking. So I went to 60mm baubles for Father Christmas and for the baubles, and they go down a bomb every time. Bye, Katie.
Yeah, bye, Katie. Yeah.
Hopefully, Adam, if my wife's heard, she'll be bringing one out, but she hasn't appeared yet.
She's just said snowmen are great. Bye, everyone.
Right. Oh dear, she didn't get the message. She wasn't listening, was she? Yeah, snowmen are great. I know if she doesn't turn up before we clock off, I will have one with me next week and show it to you then if you can make it. The snowmen, they're about 6 inches high because the bauble is 60mm, and that really decides the size of the whole thing. So it's got a piece of oak at the bottom. I can tell you the size of that because I have a little bit of drawing over here. The oak is 34mm thick, the head is 35mm diameter, and the hat is 33mm tall. So, and 60mm for the bauble. You can work it out yourself if you can remember all that lot. But it's about 6 inches, about 650mm thereabouts, and they look really lovely. And as I say, I went to a place, there was hardly anybody there. It was very badly marketed, this Women's Institute place, but I sold 2 anyway. So they're that popular, but there really were very few people there. So there we are. Everything's in a muddle this year, but I've got Village Market this weekend, so I've got to try and take some orders for them. I think I'll have to make them afterwards. Yeah, so right, well, I don't think she's on her way, so I think I shall say goodbye. It's 2 o'clock, so that we've had the hour, and hopefully I've inspired somebody to make something. Sounds as though I might have done. But and then, as I say, next week I'll have the snowmen sitting out here, even if I have to make one specially, because if I sell them all on Saturday, I shall have to make some more anyway. Good. Okie doke. Don't think there's anything else. Any more questions from anybody?
Oh, I haven't seen any, no.
Bye, Barry. Bye, Adam. Yep. Nope, I think that's it. If your wife says it's great, that's quite as high praise, isn't it? she doesn't like the snowmen, I must admit. Good. Okie doke. Lovely. Thank you very much, and I'll say good night or goodbye to all of you, and see you hopefully next week.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much. Pushing the button now. So, ta-da.
Bye.